what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a super cold Sunday morning on TV8. It's Good Morning Vail, and I am super excited to be your host. I'm Liz. It's a chilly, chilly morning out there, so we can be ready for all of the snow that we have in store for us. Make sure your cars are ready, everybody. You want to check the treads. You want to make sure you get the studded snow tires. You want to make sure all of your fluids are plentiful, especially the ones in your windshield wiper, because that's very important. It's a very, very cold morning, and sometimes the roads get slick. So you want to be safe, you want to be careful, and you want to drive super, super carefully. So take care of yourselves on the roads, everybody, and get ready for all of this amazing cold weather coming our way. It's 19 days away, everybody. That's when the mountains open. Are you excited? I know you are. I can feel it in the air. Everybody around the community is just getting really stoked. They're breaking out the winter clothes, getting their layers ready, and all of the stuff that you have to wear to keep yourselves warm and toasty. Whether you're gonna snowshoe, you're gonna ski, you're gonna board, you're gonna go have a great time. Skinning is in, and so is cross-country skiing. So no matter what you choose, be warm, layer up, and have such a great time. I'm super, super excited about this winter season coming up because we just have so many excited people, and we get a lot of people coming in town. Welcome all of our visitors and make them smile and make them realize what a great place it is to be right here in beautiful Summit and Eagle County. I'm so happy to be your host for a Sunday morning show right here on TV8. Woo, it was a little cold coming in here this morning, but there's a lot of great things to do if you want to curl up with a good book or something like that. That's always a great thing to do for a nice cold Sunday. Get some hot chocolate or a little coffee and just be toasty and experience the beautifulness of the winter season that we have coming up. Now, tomorrow is World Polio Day. That's something very important and something we need to bring to light. Maddie had an interview with a survivor of polio, and it's a very enlightening and very special interview. So we want to take a look at that and see what that's all about, and just our hearts are going to be open for that. Now we're going to take a look at the weather to let you know about all the great stuff coming up for the snowy season.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring or fall, your home in the Rockies has it all, y'all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee is brewing and you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Everybody loves a good meal, especially chicken. Well, Tracy from Colorful Cooking is going to show us a really cool twist on chicken, and you can always catch Colorful Cooking right here at TV8 right after Good Morning Vail. Let's take a look and see what this chicken dish is all about.
You're watching Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller. I'm a huge fan of chicken, actually. That's about my favorite protein, and I eat it most of the time. So what we're gonna do is super season it, like lots of salt and pepper over every little part of your chicken breast. We're gonna put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, coat it. I have my oven at 350 degrees, and I'm going to turn this up a little tiny bit because I turned it down, you know, because of that whole summertime heat thing. And what happens when you have your hot pan, you put 2 cold chicken breasts in it, the pan automatically gets a little bit cooler. So crank it up a little bit when you're about to put your chicken in. We're going to put that raw chicken breast right in there. You can kind of hear the sizzle. I wish we had a little more sizzle, but that was my fault. I was just talking too much. Okay, so there we go. We have the chicken seasoned on one side, but with every good protein, you need to season it on every single side. Now, I'm pretty specific about my seasoning. I like every single bite to have a little salt and pepper. Okay, I'm gonna crank it up a little bit. We're gonna sear each side of the chicken, and then we're gonna put it in the oven at 350 degrees. This is a method that you can do on the grill as well. So if you're grilling and you have your grill really hot, fiery hot, you put your chicken on, you sear it up, you flip your chicken over, and you sear it up again. Then you can either put it in a cast iron pan or a baking sheet and finish it in the oven. This is a trick a lot of chefs use when they're mass producing. Like if I'm cooking filet mignon for 20 people, I will sear it up and then I'll let it cool, and then I'll pop it in the oven right before it's time to eat for about 15 minutes, and it gets to a perfect medium rare temperature. So this is a nice method. Okay, so you want to get a nice sear, a nice color on both sides of your chicken breast. And then we're going to let that sear up for a few more minutes. I'm going to pop it in the oven, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get our Colorado sweet corn out. I just actually cleaned all this corn up. Look at all that stuff hanging off of there. You want to cook it pretty quickly, and then you want to cool it down for this salad. So what I'm going to do is pop this chicken in the oven at 350 degrees, and we're going to finish baking it that way. So it's kind of off the stove. It's going to cook to perfection, and then we're going to have a nice chicken breast, lean and delicious, that we can enjoy. So I'm going to put this in the oven. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, corn salad is on its way. Welcome back to Colorful Cooking. I am Tracy Miller, and we've got some chicken in the oven, and we're also making a corn salad today. It's a really nice, light summertime dinner. To complete the meal, first of all, we have our fresh corn, which here in Colorado, we've got some good corn. So I'm just gonna pop that in the boiling water, and I'm literally gonna boil that for probably about 2 or 3 minutes. Everybody overcooks their corn. You don't need to cook corn very long to keep that nice little pop that corn has. I also have some fingerling potatoes, which I am a huge potato fan. They fill me up. They're pretty basic and easy to make. So what I've done is I've boiled the potatoes in water, and then I've sliced them. Now I have some olive oil in my pan, and I'm just gonna fry them up just a little bit. You can also bake them in the oven if you want to. That just gives them a little bit of a crispiness that's gonna make them really delicious and decadent. And of course, we are gonna season these with a lot of salt and pepper. And veggies are so good and healthy for you. They have a lot of water in them, but they also need a lot of seasoning. So we're gonna get those kind of flat on the pan. Notice how I have them spread out. Whenever you're cooking anything in your pan, you wanna spread it out. Give everything a lot of space to get the heat around. That's the same if you're doing something in the oven, if you're doing something on a baking sheet. Don't clump it all together. Give it some space so that everything can get some heat around it, and it can all get nice and crispy and cook really well. So what I have is parsley and cilantro right here, and I forgot my brand new knife, so I have to use a knife here in the kitchen. But I'm just gonna try to mince this up really nicely. Not sure my knife is gonna cooperate with that, because you know, the sharper knife you have, the better off that's gonna be. But we're gonna just do some parsley and some cilantro mixed together. I'm gonna do a lot of salt and pepper, some red wine vinegar. This is what makes it really fun and fresh. And look at how low calorie this is gonna be too. So it's gonna give you some good flavor on that chicken breast, but it's not gonna cost you a lot of calories. We're also gonna add a little bit of olive oil to it. And this depends on how much you like olive oil. Add the extra virgin olive oil if you really like the flavor. Add a lighter olive oil if you don't want quite as much olive oil flavor to it. So we're just gonna let that sit and kind of absorb all those flavors. get that red wine vinegar. I can smell that vinegar and it smells really good. I'm gonna actually add a few more herbs to the top of that. And then we're just gonna let this sit and relax. And you don't have to let it sit and relax for too long. I would say like 10 or 15 minutes. It's kind of one of those things that you wanna make right around go time, and you want to be able to serve it fresh because that's what it is. It's really fresh. So we've got a low-cal chimichurri here. It originates from Argentina, good on any meat. I put it on steak quite a bit. You can even use it as a taco seasoner if you wanted to like put it on top of your taco or something like that. But right now, we're just going to save it for the chicken. All right, looks like our corn is possibly done. So let me grab some tongs here and just get that right out of there. See, that looks nice. And it's still kind of firm. It's not mushy at all. So what's going to happen now is we are going to just let that cool down for a second, and then I'm going to cut all the corn off to make the corn salad. I think one of the reasons why I was like doing this corn salad is because both my daughters had braces and neither one of them could eat corn, and I was like, had to cut the corn off all the time, and I'm like, hey, wait. I remember this. This is kind of a nice way to eat corn. Doesn't get stuck in your teeth. Chimichurri is a stuck in your teeth kind of dish too. So if you're eating it with a friend, that's the way to go because that cilantro might stick around. You have to ask, hey friend, do I have anything in my teeth? Can't be on a date or anything like that, you know, a new date. All right, so we're gonna crank the potatoes up. We just wanna get a little crisp on them. We have the chicken cooking in the oven. I've seared it on both sides. I've popped it in the oven at 350. It's probably gonna take about 20, 25 minutes to reach 165. We're gonna pull that out. We're gonna let it rest for a minute and then we're gonna slice it up. We are gonna put it on top of the potatoes and then we are going to make the corn salad. I'm going to pop the corn under some cold water while we take a quick break. When we return, it is a Mexican corn salad that I really think you're gonna like a lot. So stick around. We've got chicken in the oven. We're making a corn salad. This is going to be a nice light dinner for you and your family. I think the chicken is all done. So it's in the cast iron pan. I've had it in the oven at 350 for maybe about 20 minutes or so. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull it out of the cast iron pan so that it doesn't cook any more than it already is going to. These are massive chicken breasts. I think that can feed a family of 3 to 4. Okay, so now we're just gonna kind of take all the corn off. I don't know why, but I really like doing this. And look at how fresh and poppy, for lack of a better word, this corn is. All right, so I have the corn. I also have romaine, and I'm just going to put the corn, and I cooled the corn down under cold water. You blanch it, you boil it, and then you put it in cold water. It keeps that beautiful color. All right, I like spice, and I like jalapeno spice. We're gonna make it nice and spicy with the seeds and the stems, a raw jalapeno, which I like as well, and then we're gonna put that in there. So we have romaine, we have fresh corn, we have a little bit of jalapeno, and then a mixture of mayonnaise, Parmesan cheese, lime juice, chili powder, and a little bit of olive oil. So I've made that up. So here we go, we have our salad. I'm gonna move it over to our platter because we've got the chicken waiting there, which I'm gonna slice. We're gonna put the salad, and see, maybe this is a good way to do it because now the corn's on the bottom, so if I serve it like this, like all the lettuce is on top, this salad is delicious. You will absolutely love it. Now I think we're getting ready to slice the chicken, so we're gonna kind of do our grand finale in just a moment. We're making grilled chicken breast, corn salad. We've got most of it made. I'm gonna take a quick break, wash my hands, clean this place up a little bit, and then show you how it's done when we're done. Welcome back. I got to get Maddie Evans in the kitchen. Maddie, how you doing?
I'm so good. I'm so excited to try this right now, though.
Okay, good. I have a piece of chicken there for you. I hear you're a big fan of chicken, so give it a bite.
All right,
I cooked it in the oven, and it has to have a little bit of moisture, which it was pretty juicy when I was cooking it. So there you go. Tell me, does it have some moisture in it? Mm-hmm. Is it pretty good? Mm-hmm. Did you get a little bit of the corn salad in there too?
Oh my gosh.
She likes it.
That chicken is amazing.
It's good. That's how you cook it. You sear it up, you finish it in the oven. You can do that with any meat that you have. We will have all the recipes online. We've got fingerling potatoes. Have a little more. How's it going?
Oh
You're
my
back
gosh.
on TV.
I'm back. It's amazing, but you can't talk to me now because I'm going to stuff my face.
Okay, so we've got the corn salad. This is a perfect summer dish. It's healthy, it's high in protein, it's low in calories, and it's gonna taste good if you'd like to make it for your family or even for a party. Like you could do this on a platter for a party. I'm Tracy Miller, that's Maddie Evans. This is Colorful Cooking. Thanks for watching.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Education is such an important thing in our lives, and I know seniors are always looking to see what kind of college they want to go to. Maybe you haven't been to college and you'd like to go start at a later date. Maybe you want to go back and take a few courses that you missed. It doesn't matter. Education is ongoing throughout our lives. There's a great online college that we are going to show you right now, Arizona University, so you can learn from the comfort of your own home.
It's not every day we get the opportunity to chat with people who are really in the know about a lot of things that are taking place with the workforce right now and how not only employees but employers are feeling. And so we're very lucky to be joined by Raghu Krishnaya this morning. Thank you, Raghu, for meeting with us and taking the time to chat with us. You have a very large role at the University of Phoenix.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me on.
And for people who don't know about the University of Phoenix, can you give us a little bit of information?
Yeah, absolutely. So University of Phoenix provides a number of learning and career support opportunities to help everyone try to figure out what to do next in their career journey and to help them take that next step. We're primarily an online learning institution, and so people can take their learning anytime they want, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and attend school and learn and develop new skills.
And not only can people get their master's degree through you guys, but they can also get certificates in some areas that they're really interested in.
Yeah, we provide a master's, bachelor's, and even doctoral degrees in a variety of fields, from healthcare to technology to business.
Which is really cool. And so we're talking about kind of workers, employees, employers. And so right now, why aren't workers feeling very optimistic about their career trajectories?
So, Maddie, we did a survey recently, several thousand employees around the country and several hundred employers as well. And we asked them this question about their level of optimism about the future of their careers. And on one hand, 80% felt that in the long-term perspective, they were very optimistic about their future. But in the near term, a significant portion said they were not as optimistic. 52% of Americans said they felt that they were replaceable in their job, and about 40% were worried about losing their jobs. And underlying all this is Americans felt that they did not have the skills they needed to be competitive in the market today and for the jobs coming up in the future.
So how can employers ensure that they are helping their workers gain new skills constantly?
Yeah, research showed a number of different ways employers can help. And what was really fascinating, it said that 68% of employees felt that if their employer provided the skills training for them, they would want to stay with their employer and continue to work and be part of that organization for long term. So I think employers can do a lot to help create these opportunities for employees, different ways to learn, both on the job as well as outside of the job through formal training programs such as what the University of Phoenix provides. So having these opportunities available, making it so they can take it online anytime is a big first step they can take. I think the second thing that all employers can help with is when an employee takes advantage of the learning and shows that they've completed it and demonstrated their capabilities, employers can actively help their employees find new roles in the companies that fit the employee's desires and needs and helps the employees move and take that next big step they want to take.
And how can employees take these steps to ensure long-term success throughout their careers?
That's a great question. Now, employees in many ways are equally responsible as employers to make sure that they get the skills that they need and the skills that they want to move forward. I encourage every employee to think about learning as something you do as part of your job, not something just separate from your job, but something that you do and think about and develop and build every day. And you could get this learning at work, you can get outside of work, but I encourage them always think about learning, continue to do so. The second thing I always encourage all employees to do is never stop building your network. Your network's critical for you, and so always look for ways to continue to meet new people, and learn new things from your network. And third, find a mentor. Find somebody you can trust who can be a guide for you and really a sounding board as you think about taking the next step.
And how can people find out more information on all of the programs and classes that you guys have to offer?
Yeah, please visit phoenix.edu to find out about all that University of Phoenix has to offer. And for more on the research I shared, please visit phoenix.edu/career-institute.
Raghu, thank you so much for taking the time to give us all of this great information and making it so accessible for people to join and further their education anytime, any place, 24 hours a day.
Thank you, Maddie. It's a pleasure speaking with you.
Make sure that you check out Phoenix University. It's a great place for you to expand your skills and maybe take on some new ones to help you feel more secure in your workforce. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring or fall, you're home in the rocket that has it all, y'all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee is brewing and you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to the TV8 Visitors Bureau. I'm one of your hosts, Maddie Evans. Now we've got a really cool new concept taking place here in the town of Avon, Eaglevale, and Vail. And it's a great way to use as an alternative. Instead of driving your car, you can shift your ride to one of these incredible electric bikes behind me. Now this is a really cool rental system, and you can control it all right from the power of your hands, right from your cell phone by downloading the Shift Bike app. And then from there, you can get over there and enjoy the incredible amenities that these bikes have to offer. We're going to walk you through it, but in order to do it, you have to download the app. So Shift Bike is the app, and then you can use the coupon code Shift Your Ride for the first 30 minutes free. And we're going to walk you through the pricing and everything here and how you can get one of the bikes. Let's get started. Once you get into the app, you can see exactly which location you would like to pick up the bike, how many bikes are available, and then where you can deliver the bike to. So you can see starting in Avon, making your way through Eaglevale, all the way to Vail Village, and then even down into East Vail. You can collect bikes, drop bikes off, and enjoy your ride on these nice electric bikes. Once you've scanned the QR code to get the bike unlocked, it's really important that you have safety first, so always make sure that you have your helmet with you. That way you can pop that on and you're nice and safe. Now, once you get the bike unlocked, it's super easy. You'll just take that lock right off the back. You'll see that you'll have this big, nice coiled cord, but there's a hook on the back for you to hook that to so that it is nice and out of your way while you are riding the bike. That way you're nice and safe and everyone around you is nice and safe so you don't tip over on the bike. And then once you've got that all secured, you're all set to go. You can just kick that kickstand up and start enjoying your ride. Now remember that these are pedal assist and there are some rules. To get the bike back to where you got it or to get it to your next destination, you can always use the app to see all of the great places where you can drop these off. Once you are done on your adventure on the Shift bikes, they're a ton of fun, and you can see that you can get going pretty fast on them, especially with that nice little pedal assist. You'll take the bike back, lock it back up in one of the great charging stations that they have available, and then once you're done locking it up, make sure that you take your app out and you end the ride, because it is going to make sure that that bike is in the correct spot for you to have ended your ride, and that way it will not continue to charge you. That has been this edition of the TV8 Visitors Bureau. We can't wait to bring you more great information, but make sure that you get out there and you use the Shift bike to shift your ride throughout the community.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Liz, and I was talking earlier about tomorrow being World Polio Day. Maddie has the most amazing interview with this very, very special gentleman. He started off his life in a very small country where he found out that he had polio. He was adopted out, and his world changed drastically. Now we are going to be taken on a journey that this man has experienced through Rotary clubs and everything else. He has used his experience to help others in need, to bring enlightenment to the situation of polio, and he is just such a charming and wonderful man. He has been through a lot, and the interview with Maddie is just uplifting, rewarding, and it'll really tug at your heartstrings, but it'll show the truth, resilience, and strength that we all have as human individuals, and we can overcome anything, and not only overcome, but then we can lend a hand and be there for others. This is a beautiful, beautiful interview, and you are going to fall in love with him and his story. This is his journey.
The fight to end polio is always on, and there are so many great advocates to push this forward, and your local Rotary is a great place where you can start with this. But I've got two incredible individuals joining me right now. We've got Ramesh and Penny, and Ramesh has a very unique story as he is a polio survivor himself, and then Penny is just very involved with our local Rotary. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Now, Ramesh, let's talk a little bit about your experience with polio and how this has driven you to make such big leaps in the community of ending polio.
Sure. So to put it in a context here, April 12th, 1955, Dr. Jonas Salk gave a gift to the world, and that gift was the polio vaccine. I was living in Coimbatore, India, in the southern state of Tamil Nadu, and 25 years after the release of the vaccine in 1980, I contracted polio, which paralyzed my legs for life because my birth mother didn't know about the polio vaccine, didn't have access to the polio vaccine. And because I was living in poverty, I contracted polio. So I was fortunately able to be adopted to a couple in the Yukon Territory in Northern Canada. And I arrived in Canada in 1982. Shortly after my arrival, I received corrective surgeries, and I was able to stand up on my own 2 feet because I had access to corrective surgeries and rehabilitation. In 2002, I went back to India to meet my birth mother Lakshmi and give thanks to her for that selfless decision to give up her only child so that I could have a better life and I could walk. And so it was a tremendous opportunity to go back and give thanks. But when I went back in 2002, I got a glimpse into what my life could have been. And I saw a polio survivor crawling in dirt because he didn't have access to the polio vaccine, and he didn't have access to what I received in Canada, the corrective surgeries and rehabilitation. When I saw that, I was horrified, and I vowed to make a difference in the lives of polio survivors and to ensure that the polio virus doesn't claim new victims. I did my research, and I learned about the promise that Rotarians around the world made to the world's children, that they would work and fund a polio-free world. And I was like, I want to be part of that excitement. And I thought of different creative ways to raise awareness and funds for polio eradication. And so I just decided I'm going to learn how to use a hand cycle across Canada in a program I called Cycle to Walk to raise funds and awareness for polio eradication, education, and rehabilitation. And I approached the local Rotary clubs in the Yukon Territory and shared with them my dream of Cycle to Walk, and they embraced it because Rotarians in Canada, US, and worldwide are so committed to ending polio. And so that campaign, Cycle to Walk, started on April 12th of 2008, mile zero of the Trans-Canada Highway in Victoria, BC. And it was 7,140 kilometers all the way to the most easterly northern point in North America and in Canada, and it was called Cape Spirit, Newfoundland and Labrador. Together with the team, I was able to raise awareness and funds for polio eradication, education, and rehabilitation. What I learned on that cross-Canada trip was that people really thought that we had already eradicated polio. It was out of sight, out of mind. So it was really good awareness and education that, hey, a case of polio anywhere in the world is a threat to everyone in the world. And so that's why we need to continue to work together and fund the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, which is our driving polio eradication program that's administered by the World Health Organization. And that started in 1988. So in summary, that's sort of a little bit of my background, what led me to do the Cross Canada tour. And since the 2008 Cycle to Walk campaign, I've traveled around the world, meeting with whoever I can, whoever will listen, on the importance that we need to continue our efforts in the fight against polio. And part of that advocacy has been meeting with world leaders and Rotarians, who are great leaders in their community, to promote vaccines and to promote the continued financial support of the Global Polio Eradication Initiative.
Which, throughout your travels, you've met some of the most incredible world leaders. And so do you want to chat with us just a little bit about how this experience has changed your outlook on kind of the driving force behind what you're doing right now?
Well, it's important that we all use our voice to reach out to our leaders around the world, because without our voice and prioritizing polio eradication efforts, we're not going to get the job done. And we are in a position where the World Health Organization needs $4.6 billion to complete polio eradication activities over the next 5 years in order to get the job done and end polio for good. And a couple examples of people that I've had the honor of meeting was at the Queen Elizabeth II. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is she was the head of the Commonwealth. And there's 52 member states in the Commonwealth. And cumulatively, there's been $2 billion between those 52 countries that have contributed to our efforts to ending polio. So it's important that as Rotarians, as global citizens, that we are raising our voice to ensure that government leaders are still prioritizing polio eradication efforts. Another person that I was able to meet was the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who is a polio survivor. And he said to me when I met him, "Do you think I gave up on life because I contracted polio?" I'm like, "No, absolutely not. You're Archbishop Tutu." And he goes, "No, I didn't give up." And polio affected his ability to write, to use his right hand. And he just took time and taught himself to learn to write with his left hand. And he has since, prior to his passing, he has since joined Rotary International in their efforts and has been an ambassador for the End Polio program. It's exciting to talk to you today because they just had a polio pledging event at the World Health Summit that's being held in Berlin, Germany right now. And it's exciting to let you know that just over $2.4 billion has been pledged in our efforts to end polio, which is absolutely amazing. And that just happened a couple hours ago. So, but we still need our fellow Rotarians, global citizens, community members everywhere to get vaccinated and to raise their voice so that we're continuing to fund the polio eradication efforts.
Which I think is so important, and it's such a great opportunity for people to get involved. Now, Penny, speaking a little bit closer to home here in the United States, how much easier is it for people to get involved, and that way, if they would like to and they would like to make these changes, they can do so?
Yeah, if you want to learn more about polio or donate, you can go to endpolio.org and make a donation there. There's tons of information, so you can learn more about polio. You can share that information with other people. And the fact that, October 24th is World Polio Day. That's the day when we really try to draw attention to polio. I love Ramesh's story because, here in the US, at least until recently, polio was a done deal. We didn't have polio here. So, and now we've had, it's reared its face again. So getting that education is really important. And also our local Rotary clubs, there's one in Vail, which is the one I'm a member of. There's one in Edwards, and there's one down in Eagle. And we're focused on making the world a better place, making our communities a better place, and also improving ourselves. And if you have the spirit of wanting to do service and wanting to really change the world, Rotary is a great way to get involved and help do that. And one of the ways we're doing that is by working to eradicate polio. Also, if you make a donation on endpolio.org, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation triples it. So your dollar turns into $3. $3, right, Ramesh?
It does, yeah. It's $2.
Yeah, so for every dollar you give, they're going to triple it. And that's just incredible. And I don't know of any other, charity that does that at this point. So you can make a donation of $5, $10, and that becomes, $15, $30, and helps us eradicate polio.
Which is amazing and such a big stride forward that everyone is making here by joining the Rotary clubs or by just donating, especially because that tripling of the dollar value is incredible. I want to thank you guys both so much for taking the time, giving us all this great information, sharing your stories, and doing what you do, because the fight to end polio is continuing, and we're really grateful for people like you who are front running it.
Thanks very much, Maddie.
Thanks, Maddie.
Make sure that you check out your local Rotary Club or that you go to endpolio.org. That way you can donate some money because, like they said, for every dollar spent, it's going to be tripled by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Living out here in the beautiful, beautiful climate that we have is such a wonderful thing. However, it's dry and our skin is expecting to stay moist. But with the dry weather, how do we do it? Well, there's an amazing spa, and it's in Eagle, and it's called Natural Balance. Maddie had a discussion with them over there, and they're going to give us tips and hints on how to keep our skin moist and dry. They do some amazing facials over there. You want to stay beautiful throughout every season here in Colorado. So let's go take a look at Natural Balance and see what they do to help us keep happy, moist, and fabulous.
If you are looking for a great way to relax, well, there's a new place for you to do so here in Eagle, and that's at the Natural Balance Spa. And I'm standing here with the owner, Jessica Johnson. Thank you so much for meeting me.
Thank you.
It smells amazing in here. I'm always going to start with that because the ambiance, when you walk into a spa, you want it to start to just like help you calm down, and that's exactly what this space does. And if people are interested in coming in and getting any of your amazing services, what services do you guys offer?
So my most unique facial that I offer is the facial soundscapes. It uses tuning forks to use sound vibration to really relax the whole mind, body, really helps to lift and firm the skin, helps with puffiness around the eye area. Yeah, it's a really wonderful treatment. I also offer a Regenerate facial that uses nano infusion to infuse serums and products deeper into the skin. So you really get great results with that as well.
And when you do something like the nano infusion, how do you get that to infuse into your skin?
So it's a pen that I use, and it has a silicone head that creates microchannels into the skin, so that product can allow to go into the skin.
Which is so nice, and especially as we were just talking, we're kind of in that weird phase in the weather where we're waking up and it's 37 degrees outside, but then by mid-afternoon it's highs in the 70s, and so sometimes skin is having a hard time. Mine is. I have dermatitis and it's not thrilled, and so I feel like something where I could really get those channels open and get that serum in there would help a lot.
Absolutely, yes, for sure. And using good home care product always helps as well. Sometimes in the wintertime we need to change up our products and use something a little bit heavier and more hydrating for the skin. So yeah, all of those ways can really help.
Well, and it's really important that people start to take care of their skin now because we're getting so close to winter time. But also, we've had such a long and busy summer, a lot of sunshine, some harsh conditions here and there with some smoke and just some of the things that we've seen. And so it's important that people are taking care of their skin and also taking care of their body.
Absolutely. The main thing is wearing sunscreen all year long. In Colorado, we're out in the sun all the time. So really keeping that skin protected, using your antioxidants, and yeah, just try and stay as hydrated as we can here in Colorado.
Which is really important. And so what are some of the other services that you offer besides just these incredible facials that people can come in here and get?
I do facials and waxing, so I do all kinds of body waxing, face, bikini, everything.
You name it. I'm going to need some help on these ridiculously large eyebrows of mine. I'll come see you about that later. You guys have a great lineup of products as well behind us. So let's talk a little bit about this company specifically and why you like them so much.
So Ultraceuticals is a product line out of Australia. I chose the line from Australia because they have higher standards of what they can or can't put in their products. So it is a cosmeceutical line, so it's very result driven. They have a wide range of products for anywhere from sensitive skin to help with acneic skin, a lot of vitamin C, some vitamin A to really help restore the skin and anti-age.
Which, I mean, it's important when you're buying your products that you know what's going into them. And one of my biggest things is I'm a clean beauty freak, so I will not buy any products tested on animals. And they have harsher beauty regulations in that department than a country like us, which makes it really nice because then you know you're getting the good stuff.
Correct, and they do not test on any animals as well. So yeah, it's a wonderful product.
Which I love when no one tests on animals because I'm a freak about the animals. Now, if people are interested in coming in, you guys also do some really cool light masks that I was looking at earlier.
Yes, so I do an LED light treatment. It is through LightStem, and during a couple of treatments with the Regenerate facial, I do it, and it is a dome that goes over your face. The red light helps with fine lines and wrinkles, so it's really great for that. I also do retail the home care that you can take it home with you and use them at home to continue helping with the anti-aging.
Which is something that's so convenient that you can get your hands on here, bring it home, and then continue these treatments, especially if you're someone who's on the go all the time. Now, if people are interested in buying this as a gift for someone, like maybe just a treatment, and they're like, hey, you've been working really hard, or you've been going nonstop with the kiddos, so I got you this present, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you guys?
Absolutely. They can go onto my website, www.naturalbalancespa.co. You can book appointments on there, you can book gift certificates through there, or you can call me, 970-390-0672, and I can get that for you as well. And also, I was going to say with the red light, I do a lunchtime facial, so if you only have 30 minutes, you don't have a lot of time, I can do a quick 30-minute facial. It includes that red light as well, so you're getting that anti-aging.
Which is so incredible. And so you guys are very conveniently located here in Eagle. Can you tell people where you guys can be found?
Yes, it is 200 Capitol Street in Eagle, Colorado. I'm inside the Black Bear building, up the stairs in the second door on the left.
If you're in Eagle and you are experiencing maybe the need to get your skin nice and toned and cleaned, well, you guys have an exciting event coming up as well.
Yes, we do. It is the grand opening event. We're going to be doing a ribbon cutting. It is Wednesday, October 5th from 11 to 3 p.m. We're going to have mocktails, masks. We're going to be doing mini treatments. If you want to sign up for that, you can call and book your reservations. We're going to be giving a little free giveaways as well, and it's going to be fun to check out the spa.
Jessica, thank you so much for all this great information, for taking the time, spending it with us this morning, and then, of course, she gave me great tips and tricks on how I can care for my temperamental skin.
Thank you so much.
Make sure that if you're in the area, you come check out this incredible spa. Not only is it going to help your skin feel better, but it's going to help you feel better in your skin. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring or fall, you're home in the rocket that has it all, y'all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee is brewing and you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Thank you so much for tuning in to your Sunday morning of Good Morning Vail right here on TV8. I'm your host, Liz. What an enlightening day we had. It was really wonderful to see the interview with Maddie and Ramesh. My heart is filled. I wanted to cry, but good tears, because something about human perseverance is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Tomorrow is World Polio Day. Let's support and maybe pitch in and see what we can do for that. It was just a fun-filled Sunday after all. I learned how to keep my face happy and moisturized over at the spa in Eagle, and we searched and saw so many wonderful things that we can do to keep ourselves happy for the snowy, cold season coming up. Remember to get your tires, make sure they're checked and sturdy and ready for the roads. All the fluids in your car are all happy and filled up, and of course all of the people that are going to come and visit us here for the winter season. We embrace you, we love you, and thanks for coming, and everybody is going to just have a great time together on the winter season. Up in the mountain 19 days before it opens, everybody. I know you're super excited, and we have a great week coming up as well for your show and all the entertainment that we have here for you guys on Good Morning Vail on TV8. Of course, we have the cooking show that's going to take place every Monday through Thursday right after Good Morning Vail, and then we have Mark, and we have Kevin, and we have myself, Liz, Gretchen, and Maddie, all here to entertain you and enlighten you as to what's going on around the community here in Eagle County. It's a wonderful place. I'm so happy to be part of the TV8 family, and thanks to Danielle for bringing us all together. We have sports, we have weather, we have news, we have everything that you need to know to keep you apprised as to what's going on in the community right here. We are TV8 Vail. We're going to bring you some weather and lots of other great things all week long, and please do enjoy the rest of your Sunday. It's going to be a cold one, everybody, so make sure you bundle up, get your outfits on, and make sure you go to your winter wardrobe and start pulling out your favorite items, because you're going to want to get everything all ready so you can snuggle up and get out there in the cold weather. Stay warm, stay happy, everybody, and we will see you all week long right here for Good Morning Vail on TV8.
Good morning.